Yes, this is Kareem.
And Travis.
And we are back here with another episode of One Hit High Points.
We got on that part.
I know. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about high school reunions.
Ew. Why?
How many years have we been out of high school?
I've been out of high school
I don't
for
know.
exactly 10 years in like a week. It'll be exactly like 10 years I've been out.
2006. How many years ago?
That was 94 years, I think.
94? None of that old bitch.
2006 was that was that was 17 years ago, no?
Well, yeah.
Holy shit. It's a long time ago.
Wow.
Did you go to your first high school reunion?
No, I never went to one. I didn't go to 5, 10, 15.
Wait, they do fives?
I don't know. Yes, 1 year.
Yeah, that was weird. Someone interestingly said
Have
that
you
to
ever been
me.
back in high school? Like, step foot into the door after graduation?
I don't believe so, no. I
Well,
wasn't there.
Maybe like a sibling like graduation or something like that.
No, I mean I graduated. I'm the last one because me and Helen graduated the same year. So I have a sister. I got held back 2 years for a speech impediment, and I was technically supposed to be class of 2011, but I was actually class of 2013. And yeah, I graduated 10 freaking years ago. I mean, honestly, it doesn't even feel that long ago, but I was only in like high school for a limited amount of year, like days a year. So I really don't
I don't think
remember
I ever
much.
skipped school. Not once.
Really? I had perfect attendance up until sixth grade, and then
No, I
seventh
never
grade.
skipped school. Now, my senior year of high school, like, it was kind of like a co-op thing where I was in college half the time, but in high school half the time. So
Mm.
when I graduated college, no, wait, no, when I graduated high school, I already had like a year of college done. So it was
I know
crazy.
some people that have had that, like they had those classes that were like basically they were like college classes that were able to like work towards their degree.
Yeah, I actually left high school and went to college campus and sat in a college classroom for half of my
Oh my God, you're
day.
so intelligent.
It was actually really annoying because people judge me.
Meanwhile, I was like smoking a cigarette behind like DPS truck, and I was considered a burnout because I would literally leave school to just go get a slice of pizza and smoke my cigarette and just be a degenerate, but I still got good grades and I still passed. So,
So yeah, like I never really had an interest in high school reunions. It was kind of like something I'm like, high school was like traumatizing enough for myself. And it's like, why do I want to go back and relive that? But then again, like there are parts of me like thinking like, well, maybe, they're not as much as a bully, like they used to. Like they kind of grew up, like
what do you mean?
more of like how I was treated in high school. I don't think I would be treated necessarily today if I went back to a high school reunion because I think people are like changed and stuff
Oh,
after that.
you're talking about as if you were to like actually attend one of your high school reunions, you feel that you would get the same kind of treatment as you did when you were in high school yourself.
Yeah. Or well, there's yes, that part too. And then the other part of it would be just like it just remembering all those pieces. It's kind of like,
Well, like let's talk about that. Like what experiences did you have exactly that you felt were like bullying experiences? And we don't have to get into this if you don't want to, but
I mean, it's just, someone would that be an episode for another day? It's like just the whole, bullying, like from like a sexuality standpoint, like that it's just more of that piece, and I think that's a wonderful topic for another day, But it's just I don't want to relive those type of traumas, I guess, and at some point, you have to face those traumas.
okay, so well then I can see why high school reunions are not something that you feel that fond of. So that's understandable. I think for me, I'm kind of on the fence because it's this Saturday. So obviously, if you're gonna hear this in the future, you'll find out in the next episode or an episode if I ever actually attended. But yeah, I had someone reach out and from high school, and they said that there's a very like few tickets left or at a discounted rate, which is kind of funny because I don't really care about that part, but it makes me kind of feel like, damn, maybe I should go because they obviously do care. Like they reached out to me and Helen. So, well, because sometimes you don't know if like the high school thing is reunion is all about like for show and this and that. But I think with the tragedy that kind of happened to my family back in 2022, I think that people are privy to that. So in a way, they're kind of like, no, like don't shy away, like come, like
How
enjoy
big was your
yourself.
high school or your class that you graduated in?
I couldn't tell you. I think in the 300 and like late 300 range, so probably 370s.
Yeah, mine was in 500, close to 600.
Yeah, I'm just taking
So
a
maybe
guess
like
out
double the
of
size, but it's.
oops.
I would even be surprised if a lot of people even knew who I was because it's like
Oh,
It's just more of like people forget. It's like I didn't really have close friends. It's not like I really stayed in touch with any of them. So
yeah.
it's kind of like I would show up and for what? Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't really talk to anyone from high school is what I'm really getting.
I actually talked to a select few of people from high school because I think they're the only friends I managed to make in middle school. Because in high school, I don't really think I made any friends that I specifically made in high school that I still talk to or hang out with. Maybe in passing, great acquaintances, like friends, as if like if I were to see them, I'm friendly. But I don't really think that made I didn't make an attempt as much as I could have because I really wasn't there.
Hmm.
But I did remember being very congenial. I mean, I got it for eighth grade, and I remember even in senior year, like that was what I won until they cut the category for some strange reason.
High school is definitely a weird time of individuals' lives.
Yeah, I mean, but I would never go back. That's the
No,
funny
I
thing.
definitely would not go
If it
back.
means that I get like 10 years of my youth back, I mean, other than obviously what happened last year, there's not much I would change. I think I made a lot of mistakes and those things suck, but I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And I'm maybe convincing myself here to say that because if I don't say this, then I will go crazy. Um, but yeah, like I think,
Yeah, like the individuals that kind of want to go like, oh, I wish I could go back to high school. I'm like, really?
nah,
I'm like, why?
nah.
It's like you didn't really have much freedom. Like you,
Okay, well, what about this? Would you go back to high school with the mentality you have now as a 10 years younger person? Or however,
as if
92
I
years,
take
94 years ago for
the
you.
knowledge that I know today and go back and live then.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like I'd be
because
less tolerant. I'd be like to the teacher, I'd be like, "Don't talk to me that way." Like I would think
well,
that I
that's
know.
nice, but I think the other part of it is just more of like
Oh, you'd ace yourself out of school. You'd
it's
basically
like
be,
I like my adult life. Like I don't like everything about my adult life, but I would rather be an adult than in high school. Like
yeah. I think the only benefit to being 10 years younger back in like, or for
oh,
me,
less
like I said,
responsibility for sure.
well, no, I meant more in the same sense that like maybe you would just with the mindset you have now, you would be able to like kind of ace out of school very quickly and get your degree and like basically get a great job like way quicker and you'd probably be someone like pretty like well
What,
known.
retire by the age of 30? Well, 5 years too late from that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing a wild idea out there, but no, I think for the most part, I'm on the fence
I
about
like my
going.
independence, I think is really what I'm trying to say. Like independence, not so much as in, I don't want to be with anyone else, but like
I've been as independent
I
as
get,
long as I've known my as long as I can literally walk outside without like parental supervision, I've been independent, and that was as young as like 12 years old.
and then for myself, like it was like I don't want to say my parents were controlling because they definitely weren't. They kind of let me have my freedom in some aspects, but it I guess the other thing is I started working when I was 15 and I really stopped.
Mm. I don't think I've ever done anything to really warrant my parents to really fear, like, yes, bad things have happened to me, but as they do to all children, and parents have to just deal with that. And it's unfortunate that sometimes things do really get
And
to a scary place, but
I guess I was somewhat independent because I never got in trouble. Was never doing anything I wasn't supposed to as a kid.
Mhm.
Um, that was my brother. He was the troublemaker.
I
Um,
mean, but all children are, I feel like, to some degree.
of
As long
course, and then you
everyone,
always
every
do
child
things that are not
does.
like in and out the door and
For me, I think with like
ice cream you're not supposed to.
I was like on the bus to the city at like 12, 13 years old. I was just one of those people that I just felt like I can trust myself. But now looking back, like I probably put my mom through a lot and it's really stressful as a kid to kind of feel like you know it all when really looking back, I didn't know a lot. Yeah, maybe I knew more than the average person because sometimes you have to grow up quicker from based off your circumstances, but that made me just more grateful in a way, like the suffering that came along with that.
Mhm.
It made me feel like wow, like I'm kind of getting a head start in terms of like what the real world is like, and that's awesome. And now, with the age I'm at now and what I've gone through, I feel like I can kind of let things just like roll off my shoulder, and it doesn't really, maybe leave a battle scar, but I'm still standing. And I feel like this kind of going to this reunion either will be a battle scar or it may be something kind of
Yeah.
beautiful. Who knows?
Hmm. Yeah, but high school is a weird time. I definitely would not work back.
So then what do you think I should do? Do you think that's something that I should do, or do
Go
you
back
think
to high school?
no, not well,
Oh.
I mean, there is that show that I think used to be out that said, "Are you smarter than a fifth grader?" or something, which is actually really funny because there are people that are well over the years out of high school and couldn't actually
Well, I
retain that
definitely think that
information.
most fifth graders today are smarter than all of us.
Uh,
because I think
maybe innocence can kind of be equated to.
yeah, I think it's they live in a more of a digital world than we ever did. So it's like
Oh, that's what you mean.
information
Yeah.
and like smarts and whatever is more they're more privy to it, but
I was gonna say
I,
that like innocence kind of like doesn't equate to like stubbornness the way it is for adults, because I feel like at a certain age, once you kind of like
mhm,
got to the point you are in life, you feel as though like I've got here at the age I am with my habits. You're not gonna tell me anything about me and what I can and cannot do or change and not change. Like I think that stubbornness, that ego, that pride is kind of what stops you from growing. While
mhm,
innocence in a way is like the lack of knowledge, I would say, or experiences. So you're kind of more open, you're more open perspective based than you would be as if you were like 30 plus and you were like, well, I have this bad habit. Screw you. You're not going to
yeah,
tell me to change. I think I made that point. I'm not sure.
I don't know. High school is just.
High school sucks. But so is like most school
But for your
institutions.
reunion, back to that question, like you're debating, do you go, do you not go?
Mhm.
And, I think half of me says, yes, you should go because,
I'll be alone.
it's what you should do technically as a good,
I was so high to start staring at my nipple. That was funny.
but the other side of me is I can't necessarily like say, yes, go, Kareem. And if you don't, like, you're bad because I never went myself. So like I can't hold you to a higher standard than myself, I guess. But I guess maybe one thing I have learned is I kind of wish maybe I did to, show that
Are
support.
you friends with a single person to this day from high school?
One.
Okay, well then that one person may be there. Who knows?
I don't think Ben went either. um
I mean, most of my friends are going, so that's kind of why I'm like, maybe I'll just kind of be surrounded by my circle of friends
you
and
have a close group of friends, that you went to high school with and you're still, friends with them today. We saw most of them or we see a lot of them, all the time.
yeah, but the
So
ones that you see, not all of them are from my same class. But well, like one or two might be like strays that are not from my class. But yeah,
those stray high school cats.
there's like a few though. I mean, there's one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, there's technically seven or eight of us. Yeah, there's eight of us. So technically, it is a pretty substantial group. Um, So I don't know. I personally think that, yeah, for the most part, high school sucked. And I want to kind of relive it in a way and see if I can rewrite the experience I had at a reunion, seeing all of these amazing people that
Yeah.
I got to know over the years. So maybe, who knows? We'll see. I'm definitely going to go. I think that's going to be the choice I'm going to make. And I'll fill everyone in how it went in the next episode for sure.
Yeah. So, anyone out there that will have a high school reunion in the future or did have a high school
It's coming
reunion,
up, I'm sure, for you this year.
you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of, big ticket 10, 15, 20-year people out there. So it's like,
And if this time around is not your time, hey, guess what? And it'll be another 5 years, another 10 years, and you may be at the place that you need to be in order to attend those things and really feel proud about yourself. And if you don't feel proud going to high school reunion because you feel as though you're further behind in life, well, guess what? You're only competing with yourself and not those people. Carry on, because I guarantee you the hard work will pay off, and it always will. Life has a way of allowing you to have earned
mhm,
greater days because of the work you put in. So I'm high now. I'm starting to articulate myself less well, but go to the high school reunion. If you don't, you can always go again. And if you're no longer on this earth, um, then you can probably be all seeing of everything going on, so you don't even have to go to the reunion. So
yeah. So
be a ghost, go to that shit, you know?
then again, if you don't want to go, don't go. It's like nothing is, you have your reasons. My reasons was I didn't want to face my bullying
You
and
know how I would want to attend as a fly on the wall? That would be great.
in a spacesuit. Like, I'm an astronaut.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
To the moon.
Oh my god. All right, guys. Well, I guess that kind of summarizes this episode. I mean, I think for the most part, I wanted to kind of jump on here and get an opinion of what I should do. Maybe have a conversation with you and see. I mean, I obviously have a week to do so, and let's see. We'll see how it
Less than a
goes.
week there.
I have less than a week. All right.
All
All
right.
right. More pressure.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight.
Until the next time, have a great night and stay elevated. Bye.